Nice.
Welcome, this is Mystery Entertainment brought to you by Chris, and today we will be talking about Batman, Cape Crusader, Amazon Prime. It's a Batman show on Amazon Prime. It's an Amazon original. It's actually #1 right now in the U.S. I'm looking at the stuff right now on Amazon. Like, I'm literally on the site right now looking at it, the show. Because as I talk about the show, I'm just going to, go through each episode, give a little take on how I feel about it. And yeah, just let you know my review at the end of the show, a 0 to a 10, what I give this show. And so far, I want to say that this show is really great. Honestly, I do really love this show. It's not up there with Batman the Animated Series or Batman Beyond. And I won't give my rating until the end of the review, like I said, but I'm going to give my opinions real quick first before I get into each episode and some of the stuff I didn't like. Because like I said, it's not up there with Batman the Animated Series. It's not up there with Batman Beyond or even the Batman. And I was debating do I like it better than Batman Brave and the Bold? I'm a mixed bag because maybe when we get more seasons, if we do, then maybe I will like it better than Batman the Brave and the Bold. Because right now, I'm like, Batman Brave and the Bold still had a lot of more highlights in this show. But I like the animation. The animation is really clean. It's really nice. And the art style, just like a lot of really cool shots in the show. And Batman has a lot of kind of great action in the show, too. Also, I love the music. It has really good music in it. I do enjoy that. And the story-wise, it has... Sometimes the story is really great, and then other times... They take risks. They change some stuff, but then again, people gotta be more open-minded to stuff. You guys gotta realize that you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. You gotta try new things. You gotta surprise the audience, or just, I don't know, just do your own thing. And this show does do its own thing, but also it takes inspiration, I mean, obviously, from like the first appearance Batman, Bill Finger, Bob Kane Batman with the outfit, and this takes place in like the 1940s or 50s or whatever. But it's really great, and it's very interesting. Now, the Penguin episode honestly might be one. It's like probably top 3 if I rank these one day. Right now for season 1, it's probably top 3 or so. Like, Penguins really is menacing. And by the way, spoilers. I'm not going to give away everything. I'm not going to tell you every last thing that mostly happens in this show, but I'm going to tell you the big stuff that happens through some of these episodes. And I will talk about that. But spoilers, if you still want to watch the video, go ahead and watch it. But go watch it for yourself if you don't want to get ruined. And then come back and watch the video if you want. I appreciate it if you do. But yeah, Penguin being a girl, I don't care about that. She's actually really menacing compared to a lot of other penguins. And she's literally kills her own son and then tries to kill the other. And her blowing up the GCPD was crazy. And the Batman fight between her and him was pretty great. But yeah, the visuals, like, this episode sets things up and it makes me like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen in the next episode? And like the whole thing of Batman, like there's about to be a war in Gotham and all this. Like, that episode set stuff up so damn well where it had me engaged. And like the whole thing of them joking like, oh, Commissioner Gordon, I heard you're friends with Batman, like the rumor or whatever. Harvey Dent making that joke or whatever. It was like, oh, it had me so happy, looking forward to what's going to happen. And then episode 2 happens. And then episode 3 and all the other episodes. And it's still all connected in a good kind of way. But also, it just feels like it took a turner. Because, like, every episode introduces a new villain. So, you know, it's like there's different themes through the episodes. And then it just makes me go like, wait, where's Penguin at? So Penguin just got locked away? What's going on with this war in Gotham? I haven't seen nothing like that yet. I don't know. It's just... There's stuff where it just feels like it took a turn. But I'm going to rewatch the show, definitely. So maybe it make me like it even better. Because some people will hate on the show because of reasons. But Be a Villain was a great episode. I did like it. But it's not one that... I can't really remember too much that happens in that one. Because that one is not a standout. I know people are dying. It has some dark stuff. I can't even remember who's the villain of this episode. I'm going to click on it real quick. And just like, you know, skip through it if it lets me. Who's the villain of this? Is it? Oh yeah, Clayface. No, this episode was great. The Clayface great episode was great. That's definitely in the top 5. Like, they did a good job with this Clayface. It was an interesting story, though, that we already knew who it was, but it did have me at one point being like, wait, are they going to do a different Clayface? Because I knew in comic books there's like multiple different Clayfaces. It's just not the actor Clayface. Matt Hagen or Matt Hagen is one of the Clayface, but then there's another one, and that's who that is. He's the other one in this episode. Then there's the Kiss of the Catwoman, which that episode is real fun. Catwoman's real fun, but she is kind of not on the same level as other Catwomans because she gets caught real quick because she doesn't even run on 2 rooftops that much or nothing like that. But it's interesting. The Firefly episode was really like one of the highlights. Also, it's up there high in regards. I love that episode. That's actually a really fun episode for Firefly. Not fun. It's really dark because he tries to burn out a building. But that's a real good, great moment between Batman and Commissioner Gordon, where they team up a little bit together. Because I think that's the episode. Yeah, that's the episode where basically they pull year 1 where the GCPD is going after Batman. And they have the whole thing of the building with the fire and all that. The SWAT team. So they kind of played with that whole theme of year 1. Well, it gives those vibes at least. And there's a lot of good moments in there. Like where the cops are trying to act like they're like criminals sticking up a civilian to see if Batman shows up, and he doesn't, but he is watching them. Like, it's a lot of good moments in that episode. That's why I like that episode a lot. And I'm also gonna mention, yeah, there is side characters that do get spotlight in some of these episodes for like the moments that are not really focusing on Batman or Bruce at the moment. And I know people are complaining about that, like, oh, it feels more like their show or blah blah blah. But to me, I'm like, not really, because you still got a lot of Batman's in every episode, and you get good scenes of Batman in every episode. And Bruce is in mostly every episode, and he's a very interesting Bruce Wayne, different from a lot of other Bruce Waynes. Very unique Bruce Wayne. But there's these side characters like Barbara Gordon. She kind of stands out. At first, she's not too much of a main character, but then later she becomes more of a main character. And actually, Jim and Batman don't team up at all, and they don't really have a relationship at all, and they barely interact at all through the show. But Barbara does interact with Batman, and they kind of start to lean down towards the ally path, which is interesting. So I'm wondering, when she becomes more of an ally to him, maybe Jim Gordon will become more of an ally to Batman. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. But it's not just Barbara. You also have Ray Montoya, where she's a police officer. And she's kind of a main character. She has some moments through the show. But not just her. You also have Harley Quinn. Yes, Harley Quinn is in the show. And that's the next episode. Is the Harley Quinn episode. And that one's actually pretty great, in my opinion. It's weird, but it's great. But yeah, she's another character that's kind of focused in the show. She's before, Joker's not even around. But yeah, she's a psychiatrist. And then you have all 3 of them in this trio where they're all like friends. And you're like, wow, it kind of feels like a girl power type of thing. And I know people are going to complain about that shit. But really, to me, I don't know. It just feels normal, natural, because none of them are who they are yet. Like, Harley Quinn's not Harley Quinn. And Barbara Gordon's not Batgirl. And they're all right around the same age, by the way. They're grown-ups. And Ray Montoya is always Ray Montoya, but still. And then also I might as well talk about, because I forget what episode it's in, but Ray Montoya and Harley Quinn has a relationship where it's in the Harley Quinn episode where they kiss and all that. And I know the internet's gonna go crazy, but who cares about that? Because really, I mean, if you really think of it, Harley Quinn, she dated the Joker, she dated Poison Ivy for about a while now. I think they're still dating in comic books. Comic book Harley. And Ray Montoya, I don't know much about her in comic books, but I know in the animated series show she didn't have really no love interest. So whatever. That's how I take it. But, the internet. They freak out about stuff like that. But yeah, you have those characters. But not just those characters. You also have, Harvey Bullock. You have, Detective Flash. Yeah, Detective Flash, I think it is. If I get that wrong, I'm gonna be so sad. I know it is Detective Flash, I'm pretty sure, because he's the one I was a dick to Gordon in year 1. You know, even though he looks nothing like Detective Flash from year one. But then again, Detective Flash, he always gets his design changed for a police officer. Like in the Batman Begins, he looks nothing like year one's Detective Flash. But it's whatever. And Harvey Bullitt still looks like Harvey Bullitt with a mustache though, mostly in the 1940s. But yeah, them two, and they're like scumbag cops. Where's Harvey Bullock? What? Why? But yeah, you have them. So it makes the police station feel more alive, and yeah, you get some time with the police. So that's pretty cool. And you know, you get to see some of this kind of not really civilians, but you know, you get other allies of Batman that you get to see more, or villains. And then like Alfred Pennyworth has a whole arc to this show where he just cares for Bruce. He wants to do the best for Bruce. I'm gonna speak about it because it's sprinkled out throughout most of the episodes. Definitely in the Gentleman and Ghost episode, which I'll talk about that in a brief second. But yeah, Batman's kind of a dickhead to Alfred. Like, you know, and sorry for me swearing, but you know, it's the usual. He calls him Pennyworth a lot, which is some Damian Wayne type of vibes. Which is funny, because I bet Damian Wayne, if he was in this university, would be like, yes, my father calls you too, Pennyworth. Pennyworth. I like this version of my father. He's very like me. I'm joking. But no, yeah, no, he has this arc where Bruce starts, you know, caring for his allies. He calls him Alpha finally at the end of the show, which is great. I'm pretty sure that's the last episode he calls him that. I'm like, it's about time. But yeah, so Bruce has vibes of the year one Batman. Also, like, Robert Pattinson's Batman, like, the earlier year Batman, where he doesn't care about being Bruce Wayne. He only cares about being Batman and stopping crime. He's all against crime. Doesn't really have compassion for it, for the not the heroes, for the villains and civilians and stuff. He just cares about taking down the criminals. So there's a lot of those vibes. So it's like, this is not the Batman I know. It's not the animated series Batman. It's not really Arkham Batman or the other Batman. But I understand because it's earlier years. Someone said in one of their YouTube videos, no shade towards them, but they say it reminds them of Ben Affleck's Batman. Hell no. Does not. Yes, he hits people with his car at one point. Yes, he dangles a guy in front of a train but pulls him up at the last second. But he is nothing like Ben Affleck's Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman used a gun and murdered like multiple guys in their trucks, like blew them up. Ben Affleck took a guy's car with a fucking grapple hook and launched it into another car and explosion. Ben Affleck kills people. This Batman does not kill people, and he doesn't go on that level. Yeah, he does some interrogations that are like, oh my goodness. But after that interrogation from episode 1 where he's like dangling someone in front of a fucking train, which I thought, oh, are they going to amp it up with this interrogations? After that, there's no other rememberable interrogations. Nothing too crazy after that one. I mean, that was the only cool interrogation throughout the whole show, because the rest of them, him just grabbing someone and hanging them over a ledge, but really the guy wasn't even over the ledge, he was on the balcony, still mostly on the balcony, like just regular Batman interrogations. So, whatever. But the Harley Quinn episode, yeah, was good. But that was episode 5. Episode 6, Night Ride. After a series of robberies in Gotham, Batman wrestles with the possibility that the might be from beyond the grave. Oh, so this is the episode of Gentleman Ghost. Great episode. Very different for Batman. Batman had to take on Gentleman Ghost. Very interesting. I did not know they was going to bring Gentleman Ghost into the show, but that's really cool because Gentleman Ghost is an old character. And it is interesting to see Batman deal with something that he can't fight. A character he can't fight. How does Batman deal with other superheroes, villains? Because that's not really Batman's villain. So it was interesting. And there's a whole possession scene with Alfred. Some really great, like, art visuals. Like, the visuals are crazy. You know what I mean? But, on to the next one. Then we have Moving Target. This is the Deadshot episode. This is a really interesting and kind of cool of an episode. My only major really problem with it is that, well, yeah, they bring all the characters together so you can see Barbara with her father and all that. There's some pretty good moments. But my major problem is with Deadshot's outfit. I don't understand it. And also earlier in the show, Deadshot tried to kill Jim, but apparently it was Barbara or whatever, on broad daylight with his gun out and got taken down and got shot in the leg. And then later in the show, then he wears a black mask, and he never takes it off. And they're like, "Who's under the mask?" Like they kind of try to give those type of vibes in the way. That's how at least it seemed to me. And it's like we already seen his face. And also, Deadshot doing something like that's so stupid. Unless he hired someone to do that, that wasn't him. I don't know. I have to rewatch the episode. But my problem though is not really that as much, but his mask. Why is he wearing an all black mask with 2 white circles on his face? He looks like Bullseye. Now you're gonna confuse people with Bullseye from Marvel Comics and Deadshot. Now you got people tying and trying to connect Deadshot and Bullseye together. Those type of people that like to do that, but like, oh, Marvel and DC still characters. You're gonna have those type of people doing that. So why DC? Why did you do that? Whatever. And then you have the one episode where it's this girl that basically like takes people's souls or something. She takes your power, not your power, but like, you know, your life force away to make her stronger. It's a circus theme episode. It's really creepy and it's a pretty great episode with Batman. Also more Bruce Wayne, and then Leslie Tompkins, the lady that took in Batman, not took in Batman, but took in Bruce and tried to help him after he lost his parents in the animated series, and she wound up being in the comic books and everything else later after the animated series. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, she's in the show with a bunch of orphans, and it's a pretty great episode. And I think even Pennyworth's in it or something, but he's in mostly every episode. But the one thing that this episode does, where it's like, why did you do that? You just ruined the possibilities, or you just made it so. I guess they're trying to be different, you know. But it's just so weird, and it also gives me vibes of Gotham by Gaslight and Doom That Comes to Gotham, because how they did this with these characters before. But they have Dick Grayson's in this show. They call him Dickie. Well, the one kid does. And yeah, he's in the show. And they make you think that he got killed, which he didn't. Spoiler. And he's a little kid. I mean, yeah, he's a little kid. Even though Barbara's a grown woman. So you know that they're never going to get together. That sucks. But I guess it's it's a different universe. But whatever. That just kind of sucks. I would like to see what they would do with him. He was older and, you know, with Barbara. You know, because that's his girl. And, also, talking about Barbara, his girl. Bruce Timm did work on this show. And we all know what he did with Batgirl and Batman. Please, Bruce Timm. Please do not do that in this show. But, okay, back to what I was saying. And then they have Jason in the show. And he's a little kid, too. So Jason and Dick are right around the same age, and he's the one that calls Dickie. And he has like orange hair and jacked up teeth or something, I don't know. But he gets killed, but not really killed. They make you think he's killed. So Jason was heated, but until they reveal they're not really killed. But not just that, Stephanie Brown is in this episode too, and she's a little girl. And supposedly she gets killed, but she's not really killed. So you put Stephanie in it. But where's Tim Drake? You missed the Robin. Hello? So, you just eliminated 3 Batman allies. Unless Batman will take them under his wing. You know, they're little kids. Like, fucking toddlers. And then you have the last kid is Carrie Cow. And she's the one that actually helps Batman take down this chick with her slingshot. And she looks like Carrie Cow, but as a little kid. It's like, okay, no love for Tim or Damian, unless they're going to be in the show later. But yeah, that episode, besides that point, it's still a good episode. The Killer Inside Me. Now we have a 2-parter episode, finally. It's a Two-Face episode. Killer Inside Me, with episode 9 and episode 10, Savage Night. They're both Two-Face episodes, where Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face. And let's talk about these episodes. I'm going to play the show in the background as I talk about this, so just give me a second. So, basically, in these 2 episodes, Harvey Dent's character does a whole 180, where Harvey Dent throughout the whole show was basically a jerk. He's a jerk to Barbara, and he basically helps the rich people get off so they don't go to jail, and then the poor people don't care if they go to jail. And he was okay with that. So he's kind of a little scumbag. But then, fucking Rupert Thorne, I think it was. He's the main. It's not Falcone, is it? One of them. One of the main crime bosses throughout the show. I forget which one it was. Only one of them are in the show, but he tries to get Dent under his payroll by helping him win the election, and I think Dent goes with it, but then changes his heart where he doesn't want to go with it because he don't like working with the mob. I guess that's where he crosses the line of being kind of a scumbag, and he's gonna basically turn someone in, do the whole election thing, try to get someone locked up. But then later, I forget how it happened, but later I guess the guy comes up to him and throws acid in his face, just like in the comic books. I think gets half his face burnt off. And him and Bruce are kind of friends in a way, but really Bruce don't really care about Harvey. And, oh yeah, Harvey has his coin too. Even though it never gets scratched or burnt on another side, which is kind of missed opportunity, I would say. But, oh my goodness. So, him and Bruce goes out to eat because Bruce wants to make Harvey feel better even though half his face is burned off. He has bandages. Bruce, why would you take Harvey out to eat in a public area with all these people around, rich people, snobby people, after this man's face just got halfway burned off, he has bandages over his face, and be like, oh, you're around people that all of you love, and they're all coming up to like, oh, hey Harvey, and then just leave, and it's just like, what? This man's probably got a mental breakdown, and then question him and be like, oh, who burnt your face? Who's this or who did it? Did you see the person? Like, what are you, the police, Bruce? I thought you're supposed to be a caring friend. You're nothing like Bruce from the animated series. But, of course, Alfred reveals that, yeah, Bruce did use it for information. And, wow. What a scummy thing, Batman. But, whatever. I mean, whatever. Ugh. It's just so rough. And then even at one point, like in a jail cell or something, I forget one point where Harvey's, like, all upset. And he basically, like, my life's over. And, I'm not going to be regular Harvey again or something. Or, no, he has a change of heart or something, where he's like, oh, yeah, whatever, I don't want to do this or whatever to make his name be good back into the public name or whatever. And literally Bruce says to him, but he's not looking at Bruce's face, but Bruce says it, and his eyes, like, Bruce's face, if you could see it, if I could pull up an image, he looks like fucking Batman. And he literally says, changes his whole demeanor of his voice, like, why the change of heart, Harvey? Or whatever, like, what the fuck? And Harvey even looks over like, what? And he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And he goes back to act like normal Bruce Wayne. It was like, you almost just, that was Batman's probably first time breaking character of Bruce Wayne, like, acting like Batman. And I was like, what the fuck? This Batman's so unhinged. But overall, these 2 episodes are great, and they're fun, and, well, not fun, but dark, but yeah, fun in the Batman episode way, whatever. But I do like the end where they have the Batman with the lightning shooting behind his back and all that. And this whole show, it's great. Just go watch the show. I'm not trying to make this video too long. But yeah, it's a great show. And if I would give it a ranking, I'm thinking like towards a 9 or 8. But I think I'll give it a 9 though. Because honestly, all they had to really do for me to fix it is the whole Robin thing and some other little issues. So yeah, 9 out of 10. Great show. If you watch all this to this point, I appreciate you. If you like the video, I appreciate you. If you comment down below, I appreciate you. Subscribe if you're new here, I appreciate you. If you've been subscribed, I appreciate you. See you guys on the next one.